Hey guys, it's Caden. Welcome to another Autism Digest interview. As I've said time and time again, at Autism Digest, we're all about offering different perspectives on the cause of autism awareness, whether that be the diagnosed, the parent, or the ally. Today is no different. You might know him as Dr. Eggman from the Sonic games, and I believe the TV series as well. He's an extremely prolific voice actor by the name of Mike Pollock. Thanks for coming on, Mike.
Thanks very much for having me, Caden. Pleasure to be here. Hang
All
on, I'm
right,
hydrated.
I think a lot of people might remember you if they play the Sonic games. Sonic is a multi-million-dollar franchise, but for those that may not know you, do you mind telling a bit of your story in your own words?
Sure, I'm an actor. I've been an actor as long as I can remember since I stepped on stage in third grade in a pageant about Roman history, wearing a bed sheet and a crown of foil leaves. I loved the joy of being on stage, even without having any dialogue and being in a row of my fellow classmates. But seeing the crowds and the theater bug bit me at a very young age. Loved radio as well as a kid, so the radio bug bit me. When it came time to pick a career, radio was there, seemed a little more stable than theater. That eventually proved otherwise. So then I was able to transition thanks to the backlog of character work and stuff, made a demo tape, sent it around, and transitioned to being a voiceover actor fairly quickly and reasonably successfully.
And as they say, the request is for a written record. Look at how far you've come, especially with Sonic specifically. My next question for you is do you have any experiences interacting with the autism community that you want to talk about?
The Sonic community is very, let me rephrase that. Sonic has a very large autism contingent among its fan base. For reasons that I kind of understand, but there's no real reason to understand it. It's just a fact. I get it, and it's to do, I guess, with the the repetitive, probably the very same reason why I don't get video games. The repetitive nature of Sonic and running and running and running. It's just much better for me to be performing than playing those games. But since I have inherited a large autistic fan base through Sonic, the autism crowd that I have met have been unfailingly kind and a pleasure to chat with. Their knowledge of the canon runs much deeper than mine, which I appreciate because one thing about being a voiceover artist, the script is in front of you until it's not. You've got a script, you're done with your recording, you're done, stuff goes out of your head because you got other stuff to worry about. So it is always a joy to interact with someone from the autistic community at one of our events.
I can definitely relate to that. A lot of video games are repetitive. I'm a bit of a gamer myself, specifically the classic games, and I really like the repetitive nature of them. For example, Pac-Man, you're eating dots, animate, he's being chased
Hmm.
by the host for 232 levels, I believe. In Sonic and Murray, you're running across various platforms and jumping
Hmm.
on enemies. So I definitely like how you brought up the repetitive nature of games, which leads to my next question. Going back to video games for a moment, how do you think video games can help neurodivergent individuals socialize outside of the gaming world?
There's the interactive component. I observe the gaming industry, the gaming fandom from afar because I'm there to perform in the studio where there are no joysticks and controllers or screens. There's just a script for the most part. But from what I understand, my kid does some interactive gaming too. The interactive platforms, the Twitches of the world, where you can chat with your fellow gamers while you're gaming, is a great way to interact without some of the social anxiety that affects us all. You don't have to have your camera on. You don't have to have your microphone on if you don't want to. You can chat your comments to somebody, or you can just be relatively anonymous with the screen off. And that's a great way to interact without interacting. My son makes all sorts of online friends. Some of them he sees in person, but very few and very far between. We're going to I've got a convention appearance next weekend in Quincy, Massachusetts, and my son's tagging along because it's an easy drive. He's meeting up with a friend, which is great because he could certainly use more friends. Is he here? He's not here.
Quincy, Massachusetts definitely sounds like a fun visit, and I really like how you brought up the social media platforms. I use social media myself all the time. And the thing about me, and most likely other autistic individuals, is I'm a really good texter and poster. I'm just bad socially in person. I've been
Mhm.
improving the same way any of us are, neurodivergent or not, but I really think social media has come so far to the point where it's definitely a new form of socialization, which leads to my next question for you. Uh, Going back to these social media platforms, how can autistic individuals practice good online safety when interacting, especially in a period of time where the internet is a major hub for cyberbullying at times?
Yeah, I don't know that there's a good answer to that question because social media, as I have learned quite personally, is a minefield. Um, I guess lots of blocking and muting and other types of filtering are great. Being aware of your surroundings and where you're interacting. Um, if it's a platform like, for example, Reddit, where you have specific subreddits, stay in the safer subreddits. You'll be better off than venturing into the shark-infested waters of the mainstream of the rest of the platform. For platforms like Facebook and X, Facebook groups probably safer than well timelines because of the nature of Facebook. Your timeline is yours, so there's a straight channel of you and your followers, and there are groups. It's not like the X's of the world where you're standing on a mountaintop yelling into the void, and anyone in the void can respond to you in possibly not nice ways. So, yes, stay in safer, smaller, for lack of a better word, insulated communities, safe spaces, I guess we'd call them, because it's safer there by definition. Good luck.
I, I really like
Good luck.
Indeed, I absolutely agree. I've been using the internet since I was 8 years old, and it's definitely a minefield. Back when I was 8, in I believe 2010, 2011, I'm 21 now. Oh, the internet was definitely different back then. It didn't have as many of the same problems as we do in today's internet society. And I absolutely agree that there should be designated spaces for safe people to interact without the fear of cyberbullying. More importantly, I think it's about looking after yourself and doing what's best for you when it comes to interacting on social media and using the internet. Which leads to my last question for you. What does the future hold for you? Could we possibly see you in Sonic 4 come 2027?
Well, that's the thing about this business is everything is covered by non-disclosure agreements because fiction relies on the element of surprise. So my standard answer to those types of questions is if I knew, I couldn't tell you. So the future is always unknown as far as I'm concerned, as far as what I can share with the public. So I'm always auditioning for stuff. Voiceover and just acting in general is a constant search for work. When we're done, I've got an audition to do. I've booked lots of stuff lately, not always big and fun and animation and gaming related, but corporate narrations. Some university fundraiser in Kansas City, I think, featured me. A couple of health related firms. I'm in some corporate videos. So I'll always jump scare you popping up where you least expect me. And I kind of like it that way sometimes.
That's definitely a good way to approach this deal. Well, anyways, that's going to do it for the you guys. Thank you so much to Mike for coming on and sharing his perspectives. If you guys want to see more amazing interviews, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Autism Digest channel. To get your November issue, which looks a little something like this, go to autismdigest.com and stay tuned for the audio file of this interview to be posted on our Spotify. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.